everyone, it's Anita Heidema
and Dario Tomaselli
from Passion's Cooking. And what are we making today, Chef?
melanzane alla parmigiana.
What?
Yes.
Eggplant Parmesan, and we're going to be doing it in a really healthy way to be able to support the Mediterranean lifestyle that we always talk about. Come on over and subscribe over at Passion's Cooking Lifestyle TV. We love to hear your comments and we love your likes. And also come on over to our What's Stirring newsletter. And that's our community with everything that we have about recipes, cooking tips, everything about our International Dinner Club, and also our retreats that we're going to be rolling out again, hopefully, in 2021.
Let's hope.
So, eggplant parmigiana.
Melanzana alla parmigiana.
Not everybody's going to know
I know.
Anyway, all the recipes, quantities, you will find on our link below if you are on YouTube. Go over to Passion's Cooking and you will find them there for all the extra. Of course, the videos, we always give the extra tips, so you got to watch the videos as well. So, anyway.
That's always my fault.
We have too much fun doing these things. It just cracks me up.
So, are we going to talk about a little bit about this dish, where it's coming from?
You do it, dear.
So, this one is a typical dish, I would say, from the region of Sicily. But how ironic is, it's called melanzana alla parmigiana. We always going to use one of their staple cheese. Could be caciocavallo cheese, then it's a smoked caciocavallo, or mozzarella, which we are using today. The ingredients, of course, eggplant, basilico, fresh from our garden.
Yes.
You can talk about that.
Well, this is a new experience to me. The
That
passata.
was la passata di pomodoro, which is awesome.
We made 300 liters of this.
Yes.
It was quite an experience getting everyone together to do it, and it was so much fun. We ended up joining in with friends of ours, Filomena, and her family tradition, which we were really happy with. And not the 300 were for us, but we shared them with everyone else. And that's what it's all about, cooking together and eating together. And that's what we love doing.
And I think the best part is really enjoying that moment of really creating such of an item. Classical from the region of Sicily, I would say, or from the southern region, is oregano. So what we have some fresh oregano from our garden, okay? And what we do, after the season is just about at the end of it, we hang it and we dry it. Just like that. And we have, thank you very much, you really got it, all this beautiful little leaf, okay? Then they are basically flaking off from the branch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can use this one for season our sauce.
But it's also great to do that when the season's over and then save it for the winter time.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, and
it's always nice to have fresh as well, but dry is also good.
And that's exactly what we want to do. So we got all the ingredients. Our passata di pomodoro, okay, which it's been cooked for approximately 10 to 15 minutes maximum, okay? So the process of this tomato is very simple. They're being peeled, they've been passed through this machine, the seeds are being removed, and then we just process them with a little bit of salt, and then, yeah.
Smells so good.
Yeah, very good.
Do you know what really stands out the smell here?
Is the basil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We just cut it from our garden right now, and we are just at the end. We're in September, so we are almost at the end of it. And here's the passata, basically the way it looks like it. It's been sealed, okay? And we transfer to a bowl, pinch of salt, a little bit of pepper if you want it, some of the oregano in it. Oregano. And if you want, and that's something that is entirely up to you, a little bit of garlic. So what I put here is 1 clove of garlic. I'm going to cut him in half. I'm always being aware, and you see the season right now. See what happened here?
The germ.
The germ. Here we go.
The germ causes heartburn, if anyone hasn't seen our videos before.
Yeah, it's really...
Sometimes I feel like we're repeating ourselves, but
it's
you know
important.
People might be new.
It's important. It's important that we talk about stuff like that, because I think things that that we seem to forget sometimes, especially this time of the year. You don't want that. Okay. So what are we gonna do is simply
Are we going to put raw garlic in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it interesting? So
well, I guess you're going to be cooking it because it's going to be, you know, sometimes I think of this as I know you're going to say it's wrong, but as a vegetarian lasagna.
No, actually it's absolutely correct.
So if someone doesn't want to eat
Yeah.
pasta,
Yeah.
lasagna pasta, they can do this as a...
Well, and you know what? This
I'm always careful to say
no, but
with
it's
the
true.
Italian traditions.
But it's true. I mean,
Yeah.
this is perfect for vegetarian. I mean, a classical. If you go to a restaurant, if you want something that is vegetarian and you cannot have gluten, you cannot. You are celiac, and this is why. You know, we stay away from some of the way we see the way eggplant parmigiana is done. You will see some people actually breading the eggplant, which I personally don't believe it's a proper way. It's good, but it could be a little too heavy because you know you got extra breading on it. Adding flour. The problem is if someone then is not just vegetarian, but he's also celiac. Well, they cannot have it, okay? They cannot have it. So what we're going to do here is something different, right?
And it's interesting because I don't think I brought it up at the beginning, but this is a healthy version.
Yeah.
But you're also going to give some tips on how it stays together firmly.
Correct. Well, you're going to talk about it when we're going to assemble it. She's the pro, so I just follow it.
No. I just know that there's some tips that I think are really,
They're
really
important.
great to having a good
And you know,
eggplant parmesan.
and those tips are important, not just for the eggplant parmigiana, but also when you're making a lasagna.
Oh.
Because it's such an important one. Anyway, let's talk about the eggplant here. So we have our eggplant. So we always want to make sure that our eggplant, when we purchase it, then it has a bit of firmness. Okay, we don't want it to be too soft. So then we removed the topper part right here, and it's important. So then there is the school of thought here. The school of thought.
You did that very well.
Oh wow, I'm learning. I'm learning. So here we go. So there are people then they say you should peel completely the eggplant. Yes, you should. Yeah. Or I like to do this. Okay, have a look. So what I'm gonna do with the peeler, I'm just gonna go
Partially peel.
partially peel. I'm gonna give one little, almost like a zebra.
Does it give more structure?
Not really necessary. I like a little bit of the bitterness of the eggplant, but also looks good, more of a presentation kind of a factor. You can easily peel it. Okay, you can easily peel it.
I'm sorry, I'm going to take a little bit of this. Would it be really bitter to eat, to try?
Yeah, right now it will be really, you can try it.
Am I going to be making some kind of funny face?
Yep. It's always good to try things. This is actually very important. Because some people sometimes, what do you taste?
It's actually good.
You like it? There we go. Actually.
But I love vegetables.
Wow.
I actually like eggplant better uncooked than cooked.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, it's not one of your favorite things, that's for sure. So watch this. So now we have the eggplant. So if you want to do an individual side, then we can cut it. How do you call it this way? No.
Lengthwise.
Lengthwise. And otherwise we're gonna go.
Not sure about that one. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. We're gonna go this way. And watch what I'm doing. Serrated knife, very important. We need a serrated knife. And like this.
Just like that.
Just like
I'm just going to go in there and show
Yes,
them.
show the, because that's important actually.
So making slivers like this.
Yeah, what I would just say it's probably 1/2 millimeter, 1 millimeter thickness.
And I would say this is thick. Yeah. And there was something about it. You wanted it to be thicker.
Yes.
Like a sheet of lasagna, you were saying, right?
Yes, exactly. So why is that? Because you want structure. You want structure on this eggplant. You want to make sure that you have a bit of a structure. If you don't,
It's like a tongue.
yes, that's right. But
Very large tongue.
But look how beautiful it is. See this eggplant? It's really nice. It's perfectly done. So what Anita's going to do right now is something that is important. Okay, we can put on top of a colander, or right now we put them on a plate. And what Anita's going to do, she is going to basically season the eggplant, and we're going to press them with paper towel.
Now, I can only do 3 on each layer. Do I put a little bit of salt and then put the next layer on top?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Correct. You want to make sure that it's both sides. And then we're going to press them, and we're going to show you because we got some already done. Okay, what's gonna happen? Exactly. So we're gonna be
While you do that, I will.
You can put quite a bit of it, or a little bit more salt, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because what's gonna happen here, and you see what's happening, because this is the
Do you
most.
rinse it off after?
We're gonna look at it. We're gonna actually check the consistency, because my eggplant, that water there, that salt is gonna release all the bitterness than there is into the eggplant. Okay? So I want to show you quickly what's happening, because we done a little bit ahead. Okay? Have a look. Thank you, sweetie. So you see what happened? Look at that. See how thick? I just want to show something. Have a look at this one, how firm it still is. And look what's happened. Oh, sorry, sweetie. Look what happened. They basically bleed right out.
So, and that's why it's so important to have it thick. It makes sense now, because when you're doing that,
That's right.
otherwise it will fall apart.
Yeah. And if I'm tasting right now, it's salty, but not that
So
salty.
you don't rinse it off.
I'm not going to rinse it off,
You won't
because
season as much.
I won't season it, period. Now when I fry it. So watch this, because that's an important part. I'm going to remove this one quickly.
Because I remember, was it the eggplant? No, the zucchini that we had to rinse off.
We have to rinse off. Now this one we don't. We don't, because there is way too much water already in the eggplant. But I want to show you something.
Wow, look at all the water.
But I want you to look at the color of the water. Look at that. See how
Very
dark this?
brown.
See how dark the color of the water is? So that water
I
there
don't know if they can see that there, but
Yeah.
it's very brown.
is very dark. So that is what's going to happen, the bitterness that you're going to have on your eggplant if you don't do it.
Now, can we use that water for something else?
No,
No?
no. It's just extremely strong.
Ooh,
Yeah. Salty.
it's very salty too.
Very salty, because you see what happened? All the salt also extracted and went right at the
That's
bottom.
true.
So what's happening? You want to make sure that you remove all that.
Yeah.
Okay? So just to tell you, we just press this one probably for, the best to do it is for 3 to 4 hours. So that's the first step you're going to do it. You press them on a calendar, you put a little bit of weight on it, and just let it be with a paper towel. So what we're going to do, and also want to show you the paper towel. The color of the paper towel is quite dark right now. So we put it right up top. We put a little bit of a weight on the calendar. We let it be 3 to 4 hours. Sometimes what we like
Because you
to,
wouldn't want to do it on a plate here.
No,
because
no,
There's no way if it's going to be able to
exactly.
release.
So right now we showed them, but we will put them under a colander. We're going to press them. And the best way to do it would be to actually do it the night before. So at night, for example, you cut your eggplant, you salt them, you put them on a colander under a press, you put them in the fridge, you let
It
them
is
be.
in the fridge, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Now we didn't do it in the fridge today because it could be in the counter because we had the time. So the next step we're going to do is, instead of fry them, we're going to
Air fry them.
air fry.
And that's the healthy choice.
Yes.
We're back again. So we've actually done some air drying of the eggplant.
Look how beautiful they are.
They look great. So what we did is we put the salt on it, we showed you, and then we let it drain, as we mentioned. And then a touch of olive oil, I'd like to say, but it was more like a gallon of olive oil.
No, just a little drizzle of olive oil in this little air dry, and we bake it.
And we bake it. So this is what we came out with. So Dario, now show us how we're going to put it together.
So let's quickly take a little thing about the hair dry. The good thing about the hair dry, it keeps all the nutrients. The eggplant has got a little bit of a spiciness on it. You know, you were trying it a little bit.
I love this version.
Yeah, and the good thing is, after all the bitterness leached out, we put it in this little basket. The reason we don't, when we bake it, it basically crisps up almost the same way like you're frying it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the great thing is that it's not fat, other than the little bit of the olive oil we put on top of it. We maintain a lot of it, of the nutrients, okay, and it's a little healthy for you. Okay.
But frying it also would make it a little bit crispier as well,
Yeah,
right?
well, it can
And
be-
do people use it, they bread it sometimes?
Some people bread it, and I mean, that's again, you know, you bread it, and then you put the sauce on it,
Yeah.
and they become maybe a little too salty. It's fine, just not my preference. So, here's the steps. So I'm gonna just
More olive oil?
Well, Mediterranean lifestyle. So a little bit of olive oil on the bottom, and then we're gonna put some passata di pomodoro, not too much, okay? And we're just gonna let it spread out. Look at the smell those beauties. Okay, just not too
I
much.
can really smell the garlic now.
Yeah, but the garlic is now marinating. So it's almost like making a simple marinara or a pizza base sauce, right?
And you know what? This is really not very much.
Not that
Anyone
much.
can see that
Yeah.
because I would normally have put more on.
No, and yeah, but then it's gonna be too
soggy?
soggy.
Okay.
So here's the first step. So we got the sauce, the first layer. Then we're gonna start putting our eggplant. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go like that. And then I'm gonna go the opposite side. See what happened? The way the eggplant goes one up, one is a little bit bigger and one is a little bit smaller. So you try. I mean, you can't always do it exactly perfectly, but you try to be as perfect as you
It's like
can.
a little bit of a puzzle.
A little bit of a puzzle. And you know what? Don't stress about that.
So you'd almost want the bottom to be facing one way and the top to be facing the other way,
Correct.
alternatively, and then
Correct.
once you do all the layers, you're going to do it in the opposite direction, right?
Exactly. Why?
I'm thinking for stability, is that?
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly what it is. So I'm
Okay.
gonna start one, and then Anita is gonna finish. But I want to show you something. Exactly. Thank you. So this is the first layer. Okay. So at this point in time, what I'm gonna do before I'm gonna put the cheeses, I'm gonna put another layer of tomato. Okay, because I need to cover this one. So we're gonna go like this, very small amount, and then I'm gonna grab a little spoon, and we are going to.
I'm just trying to see if people can see that.
Yeah. We're gonna just spread it right out. You want to make sure then.
You just want to make sure the eggplant's covered, right?
You want to make sure the eggplant is covered, but not drenched. The problem, the
And
lot
what
of.
about the ones in the corner? Does it matter?
We're gonna do it as soon as are we gonna do it. They're gonna go right down. No, that's exactly what we
I'm
want.
asking the pain questions.
No, they're good questions. They're really good questions because the edge, what Anita's trying to say is, if you don't cover them, what's gonna happen? They're gonna burn. But in the same time, is the good part of it, is the little crunchy part. Okay?
Sometimes people like that.
Yeah. So you see how much we put on it? It's not a tomato sauce with eggplant. It's eggplant Parmigiana. And that's what people confuse. In Italy, we don't necessarily put a lot of sauce into things. It's just gonna be a moderated balance, right? So the next thing, we're gonna sprinkle some mozzarella, just a little bit around. Yeah, and I need to see the way you try to be maybe a little bit more. Exactly. I want to be a little bit more generous on it. Yeah.
I would think a lot more.
Yeah, just a little bit more. Yeah.
Another handful?
Another handful. Yeah, that's beautiful. Excellent. Then we're gonna put the Parmigiano Reggiano, which is actually the awkwardness about this dish because again, we're talking about a cheese from the northern part of Italy, then it's part of this great dish. Beautiful. That's it. Maybe a little bit less Parmigiano. That's great. And then now, exactly. See what we do? We just want to make sure that it's spread it perfectly. And then we put 2 or 3 leaves of basil, and we just break them around. And mainly it's just to have some of those flavor that we want, right? Beautiful. So we just break
And then
them.
we just do another layer again.
And then we do. But the layer, the next one.
It's the opposite.
It's the opposite. Why? Because when we are going to cut the melanzana alla parmigiana, it will stay on a shape. It will keep a shape. If I will cut them all like that, soon as I'm going to cut it, perfect. See, this is important. Perfect amount of basil all the way around. It's just perfectly. See, Anita just broke it with her hands. The essential oil still remain in it, but we broke it just enough.
A little bit in my hand.
That's right. But just enough. This is the perfect amount on each layer. So now you can go on the next layer, so you can go on the opposite.
So we're doing the opposite way.
Correct. Yeah, perfect. And we go right down to the end of it. Beautiful. So the point is, it's the importance of really taking your time to assemble this eggplant. The best thing to do it after you build them, and we're going to show you the final layer how we're going to do it. Okay, is to bake it immediately. We bake it on an oven of between a 400.
Why immediately?
And I'll explain in a second.
Okay.
400 degrees for the first 5 minutes, and then you lower it down to 375 degrees for the remaining 15 minutes, until you have the nice, I got a little spoon here for you if you want, until you have the beautiful little crust on top of the eggplant. After you let it set, the trick about eggplant parmigiano, melanzana alla parmigiana, or a lasagna, it's always best to cook it before, let it rest for 1 or 2 hours, and then serve it.
Yeah.
Okay? So what's going to happen?
And that's like it with lasagna too, no?
Correct. Yeah. That's exactly the same way for the lasagna. So I'm looking at my eggplant here. Then we had...
We're doing the same thing with Parmesan, with the mozzarella.
Correct. You got it. Have a look at this beautiful thing. Just look at this. Look at this.
We love our new toaster oven that we got from Cuisinart. And
This is a beautiful, see the little basket over here? Nothing more than line our eggplant, drizzle with the olive oil, and they're perfectly
and it
done.
does 5 things in one, this toaster oven.
Oh yeah, it's
It's
unbelievable.
not even, I call it a toaster oven because we do toast in it, but it's
You can-
so much more.
Exactly.
Convection, we've done fish in it, we've done anything that will fit in there is what we end up doing.
Beautiful. You got some more basil?
Oh, basil.
Oh my God, you can smell it. See, perfect amount. This one is gonna cook. And also an important part about this one is the way we are gonna do it right now, because we did not put too much sauce, the eggplant are not gonna be saturated in sauce and they're gonna lose the beautiful pepperness. When we were trying these eggplant, when we were eating it, the greatest thing was the freshness of the eggplant, a little bit of that spice and almost like a peppery consistency. Now we have that because the sauce is just a balancing act. It's just about. So now we're gonna put the eggplant again.
Oh, don't we put the sauce on?
No, you already got the sauce.
No, I put the sauce and then this.
And now you got the eggplant.
Oh,
no,
last time you...
Oh, sorry. You're right.
You were telling me to put sauce last time.
Just a little bit.
Little tiny bit.
And now we're gonna put exactly. So now you can put
Do you want me to smear that around a little
just a little bit. Beautiful.
bit? I'm just going by what you said before, Chef. It's a good thing we get along in the kitchen.
Don't listen too well. I don't listen too well. Perfect. So just the right amount. And now, exactly the opposite way again. And you see what happened here? You don't need as much of tomato sauce, because remember, there is layer after layer after layer of tomato sitting out.
Very delicioso.
Isn't it beautiful?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to finish that?
Oh, you go ahead. I love seeing you do that.
No, let's see you do it. So now I'm back to layering. We've taken turns because you know if you cook together, you stay together.
And you do things together.
We do things together. So now we're doing the presentation layer, which
should-
I think you need to explain a little bit more.
See, I want to let's show them quickly. See, and that is the
Okay, so I'm going to show them the actual...
yeah. So if you look at it, see what this is just a. So you can put it down quickly so we don't doesn't lean right out. So here's the greatest thing about this. So Anita's gonna do the final layer, but you can see that it's just the right amount of sauce. So she's gonna. This is the part that we have to make sure that it's properly done, because it's the presentation side. So we're gonna put just the right amount of tomato. Look at that. Look at that. Almost like we planned this. Almost like we planned this.
It's almost like I'm a chef or something.
Wow. There we go.
There we go.
Now you know who's the chef in the house.
I can't even say that.
Yes, you can. Okay, so what Anita is going to do right now is basically the final layer here. So we want to make sure that now every single part of the eggplant are covered. And then here's a little trick. And I'm going to show you a little trick as soon as we're done.
Another trick?
Well, it's an important trick because you made a really good point. You said, what about the edges, right? So
we're gonna fold them in?
exactly. So Anita, just with the back of the spoon, you can just put them like that, or just the way she does it. Make sure they're completely covered in every single step.
I kind of like those crispiness parts.
Well, it's great. It's good to have the little crispiness, and then
I'm thinking that you should do Parmesan first.
Yeah.
And then mozzarella after for this layer.
Yeah, yeah, because so you want to make sure that
that it looks kind of this. I don't know.
No, I think also because the Parmigiana is grated much finer and is going to burn, so we want to make sure that it's done properly. Yeah, we can put all of it. Perfect. And then mozzarella. Mozzarella, we want to make sure that we put quite a bit now at the end of it, all the way around. Yeah, look at that. Yes.
So now we're going to be able to put it into the oven once it's covered.
Perfect.
And if the recipes are all on our website with all the details and the rest of it. I do believe that the mint of cucumber would be the best juice to have with this.
I think so.
So if you are doing the juice combining that we do with all the recipes, then go on over to mint of cucumber and try that one out.
Because I think the mint, we need some basil still on it.
Oh yes.
The minty cucumber would work because, again, the little spiciness that you have on the eggplant and the freshness of the cucumber, the fresh of the mint, it really will pair perfectly with that. So
it's kind of a cooling type of effect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remember we talked about it, 400 degrees the first 5 minutes. Okay, then I'm going to lower the temperature down to 375 for the remaining, we'll say 10 to 15 minutes. So altogether probably 20 minutes, maybe less. Okay, so you want to make sure, because everything has been cooked, then everything is melting, then the eggplant, it's nice warm through it, and the cheese is perfectly melted.
Now, do you take the lid off the last few minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Exactly. So we're gonna put. So the important thing, also the trick to know after when it's done is, if you want to make sure that it's completely hot, you can use a toothpick or a skewer, and you actually go right inside to the bottom, and then you take it out and you feel it on your bottom lip, and if you feel that it's hot, your eggplant is cooked. The most sensitive part is the bottom lip.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So if you want to make sure that everything is hot, you put it right underneath there, skewers, a knife, or anything you want to make sure. You just want it to be hot. Okay? You want to make sure that everything is nice and golden, and then you let it set. And I honestly say, if we make melanzana alla parmigiana, I like to make it today and eat it tomorrow. Okay? The easiest way to do with this one also is to cut it after, like tomorrow, for example, after it's been cooked, we portion it, and we can make in little portion size, Ziploc bag in the freezer. You come home, or maybe the morning before you go to work, you take it out of the freezer, you put them on your fridge, you come home, you put in a little Pyrex, a little bit of oil, you bake it in the oven, and it just needs to be warm.
Perfect.
So anyway, we're just going to quickly cover this thing.
We're going to put it in the oven and come back with
Melanzana.
Melanzana. So now for our finished product. Look how yummy and delicious that looks. Got any last things to say, Dario?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but this is exactly what you're looking. The beautiful little caramelization that you have in the front of it. Okay, you want to make sure that now, see, look at this beautiful little crust. We're gonna let it set for at least 2 or 3 hours, and then we're gonna enjoy it. Even better, in the fridge overnight, and tomorrow we cut it, and we're gonna have a phenomenal melanzana alla parmigiana.
And I'm gonna have to wait. This is not good. Anyway, recipes over at Passiona's Cooking, so go take a look at the link below. Come and follow us, subscribe, like over here, and for all our information, go to What's Stirring newsletter, where we share all our information, cooking tips, recipes, and all the details on our culinary trip and International Dinner Club. Come on over and stir
into our journey.
Into our journey.
Ciao ragazzi.
Ciao.
Ciao ciao.